Hello friends again and welcome to Max Programming, and in this video we are going to learn about type conversion in Python and more about variables and how to add comments in Python. So first of all we are going to start with comments. Comments we have seen in many programming languages. They have this or else this as the single line comment and this as the multi-line comment. Between this the multi-line comment, okay, but in Python it's different. Python it's simply the hash, so it will be in comment. It is a comment. Python is very simple and it does not have any multi-line comments, so you have to use the hash sign again and again to write comments. So let's write here new Python, and we can write anything that we want in the comments and it will be ignored by the compiler. So now we know what are comments, so we'll start off with the comment only. What is type conversion? Let's write the topic, type conversion. Now if you want, we have seen in previous videos that we have added these strings. So for example, if you write here print 1 plus 3, so we are going to add these strings. Now if we run this program, we get 30. Why? Because we added 1 and 3 as a strings. So if I want print 1 plus 3, but I want only these ones, only these 1 and 3, so I have to convert the type. How can I convert the type? By using the int function actually. So I'm going to use the int function. How? Int simply and then 2 brackets, it's actually the function. So I'm going to write here 1, so it will be converted, this one string will be converted to an integer, and then a plus sign, and then again the int 3. So it will output me the addition of 3 and 4, and that outputs me output equals to 4. But here if we see what's the output, if I want output here, so output here will be 13 as we have seen. So let's run this program. It gave out 4. Why? Because now they are integers, before that they were strings. And so let's rub it off. Now we can convert it to any type of integer. We can convert it to int, we can convert it to float, we can to string, and many more data types that we have. So int function for int conversion, then we have the float function for float conversion, then we have the str means string conversion if you want the int to string. And so let's write one program. Let's assign a variable. Let's name it var equals to, and one more thing, by the naming of the variable has some rules in it. So what are the rules? When we name a variable, there should be no space. Okay, in Python it's a mandatory thing, and in I think many programming languages, all the programming languages have this rule that they don't have spaces in their variables. So for example, if I write var or else I write var, it will be correct, it's a variable. But if I write var1, then it's not correct, because you can see the red line coming out there. It specifies that this is not a correct variable name, this is the correct variable name. why we use the underscore. If we use a star, we can, if we use any other special character, it will give us the error. See, so only underscore is used. If we can start off with the underscore also, underscore myvar. No, I think it's not valid. This naming is not valid. We cannot start with the underscore, but we can start with the capital letter with no spaces too, and so we can start with the underscore, it doesn't matter. And so myvar, I'm going to run one program here of converting. Now we are going to get the input, so float data type, float function, then we are going to use the input function. And so let's write here, enter a number. Okay, so it will ask for the input. Myvar equals to, enter a number. Myvar2 equals to, again float input. Let's write here, enter another number. So it will ask you for another number, and simply what we are going to do here is we are going to add both of them. So let's write here print myvar1 plus myvar2. Oh sorry, it's not 1, we don't have any variable like this. Myvar plus myvar2. So it is going to add both of them, but I think in string. So let's just run this program. Enter a number, it asks you for a number. Let's write here 20. Enter another number, let's write here 3. 23. It added both of the numbers. 0.0 it came out. Why? Because it's float. But for example, if I wrote here str string, okay, no need to write string because it's by default input function has string input, so no need to write anything here. So if I write here this thing, and then when I add both of them, so what do I get is, enter a number, let's write it the same numbers, 23. It gave me 203. Why? Because the strings are added, not the integers or the floats. That's the difference of them. Oh sorry. And so now we have learned what is type conversion. We are fully ready with the type conversion now. And so as I said, variables, we have to name variables, and we can just name anything to the variable, but there are some exceptions. We cannot name the variable as the Python names. There are some names, for example, we cannot name it int equals to. Okay, it will give you an error because it's the built-in word. We cannot name it str because it's the built-in word for Python. We can name it other than that. We have many list of names. So x equals to 123.456. It's a float. It recognizes it as a float. So print x. So it will print out x, and then this is a float actually. So I'm just going to write here the comment. Oh. Let's write the comment. This is a float, and so let's write here x equals to double quotation marks or single quotation marks. You can use, we can write anything. Let me write here 123.456 here, and then when I'm just going to write one comment. This is a string because it's a string simply. And if I want to add something, now I print x plus let me write here a string 123.456, then a space bar will be there, a string. So now let's run it. It will give us the output 123.456. That was the float. Okay, x plus 123. Now if I want to add here something, okay, x plus, this is a float, so I cannot add a string with a float, but I can convert it to a string. So let's convert it with the str function. Now it's a string. Now the float was a string, and now we can add a string. Let's add the string as a float. And so now let's run this. 123.456 a float, 123.456 a string. We cannot add float to a string. And so let's rub off all this stuff. And now variable names that I said, and Python is also case sensitive language, so the var and var, both of them are different variables that I said. A normal name can be, and spaces are not allowed, numbers. I said you what are the rules for that. Only underscores are allowed as a special character. So if, for example, if I want to delete a variable, now trying to reference a variable we haven't assigned, it causes an error. So actually we are going to use the delete statement, del, it's a statement. So for example, if we write a string max equals to, let me write a string, max equals to a string. Now what I'll do is I'm going to print here pro. So when we do this, it will give an error. So I'm not going to run this program because pro, it gives an error from here only, in the IDE only, the red underline specifies that error, because we haven't assigned the variable, or else we haven't told the compile that this is a variable. In the max we don't have any underline, so that's correct. But if I want to delete this, simply I'll use the delete statement, delete max. So it will delete max, and now if I write print max, so let's run this. Now we can see here one error. Wait a moment, a string, it came out max equals to a string, print max. Yes, it printed out max, but when we deleted max, built-in function max. Wait a moment, let me do this. I just want to delete, use the delete function again. For example, max equals to nothing. Okay, it's a string, remember, it's nothing. Nothing is a string. So if I am going to delete max, and so I'm going to print it now. Let's print it out. It came out built-in function max. Nothing did not came out because we have deleted it first. That's the work for delete. We can delete a variable with the del, is the delete statement. And in this tutorial we are going to learn only this much. Finally, thanks for watching, and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more videos and not to miss any videos for notifications, and share to others who want it. And finally, thanks for watching.